I've always participated in Power Designs events. I truly just think they're a lot of fun. It's fun to be around like-minded people, like getting together. Though I asked if anybody had a charity or a cause that they like to be playing for, but I let them know if they don't have a personal connection to anything, like I'd really like to suggest Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital, and everybody was all for it. I chose to support Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital because my niece Gia was in their care a few months back. The staff that supported her through recovery were truly remarkable, and the kids still seeking care are so deserving of feeling as much like a kid as possible during their treatment.
Gia had developed a bacterial infection in her lungs. We went into the first hospital. This is prior to getting to Joe DiMaggio, and there was a pocket of fluid surrounding the outside of both of her lungs. At the point where she had developed from just having this bacterial infection around the lungs to it escaping through her bloodstream, that was where we transferred into Joe DiMaggio. When we got to Joe DiMaggio, first the ambulance team, actually the transport team, came to pick us up at our existing hospital, and that was probably the greatest relief that I remember having through all of the experience. Right away, we could tell that it was different from other hospitals in the way that the nurses truly cared about the person that they were dealing with. So at one hospital, it was all about breathing machines and physically pumping air into her lungs to force her lungs to open up. Whereas at Joe DiMaggio, they walked in with bubbles and a recorder and a whoopee cushion. And Gia might remember this, but one of her nurses, Mandy, who was incredible, whenever Gia would take a shower, Mandy would set up all of her new toys and her old toys all across her bed so that when I was brushing her hair, she had all her toys ready in front of her to play with. So little things like that, and the way that they made sure to really coddle my child's mental health was something that I never expected to care so deeply for as a mom, but it was so important to me.
As a medical professional, getting cases like Gia, I would say mentally and emotionally, they are very hard, but I also find it very fulfilling that I'm able to be there for them during these hard moments, work together with my team to help create the best plan of care. The fact that Gia's family credit this hospital and me to saving her life is deeply impactful. It reinforces everything that we do here, and it makes it all worth it.
I'm a child life specialist, so my job is to be more focused on the psychosocial care of a patient and their entire family, and just making sure they're really being cared for as a whole person and not, just medically, making sure Gia understood why she was here, things like that. And I think the impact of it really shows when they do give back and they want to come back and see us like this.
There was a playroom and lots of toys. And there was an area where there was ice cream all the time.
Allison called us, letting us know that she had won this money that she was donating to Joe DiMaggio through her job, and I was shocked. I honestly broke down in tears. I think it's cool that there's a company out there that wants to empower and support their employees, not just making an impact themselves, but also being a part of a company that encourages that type of behavior and that giving back attitude, I think is really cool.
I've never really worked somewhere that, they put on these really amazing events. Everybody can come to get together, have a good time, but you're not just having a good time, you're also playing for a really amazing cause. And it meant so much to me that they were able to support, me and my family and my niece especially, and the children who are still at Joe DiMaggio and other organizations around town.